Hi church, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Callum, and it's my joy to bring a small devotional for you today. I found this just through a little bit of daily reading that I was doing, and I felt God prompt me, challenge me on the thing that I read, and I hope and I pray that it does the same for you too. I'm going to be reading from Colossians 3, verses 12 to 14. I'll read it quickly now, but I really encourage that you would go and look at Colossians 3 itself, and if you have the time, maybe all of Colossians, just to get a greater perspective on the book itself. But in verse 12 it says, "Put on then, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another, and if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other, as the Lord has forgiven you, so you must also forgive." I felt really challenged in these times, especially what's going on now. There's so much division, there's so much hatred, there's so much bile in the world, almost in society at this moment. There's so many things that are driving people apart. And I always feel the church not only obviously shouldn't be like that, hopefully, but also should be an example to society. And I really felt God say to me that He has called us. It says that as God's chosen ones, He calls us to put on these characteristics that are like Him. And I felt that in verse 13, where it talks about forgiveness, to be very, very poignant to me. I felt very challenged by this idea that, God forgave me, and the level of debt, the level of sin, the level of things that I had done wrong, far outweigh how much people have sinned against me or hurt me, and not only did God choose to forgive me and wipe away all of that debt, but He did the same for you. He did the same for everyone that would choose to call Him their Lord and their Saviour and accept His forgiveness. He chose to forgive every single one of our debts. And there's not only great joy that comes out of that, and there's not only a wonderful sense of relief, but there's also a challenge within that. God says here, as Paul says here, that we are called to forgive one another as God forgave us. And that's challenging. That's hard, because God always forgives us. And I'm sure some of you have issues or people in your life that have really hurt you. And I'm not saying that what they did is okay. I'm not saying that what they did was, right. But there is a challenge to us that somehow we are called to forgive as God would forgive us. And I felt like there was a challenge to be more generous with forgiveness. That forgiveness isn't a state of mind, and it isn't just an action, but it's a gift. When we choose to forgive someone, we are not only releasing ourselves from a burden and from a hurt, but also releasing them. They may not know it, but we are releasing them. And as Chris always says, that unforgiveness is the poison that we drink, hoping it will kill someone else. And church, I just wanted to challenge you and hopefully give you something to mull over, that we are, as a society, increasingly aware of the pain and hurt that people are going through, and even some of the hurt that we have caused other people, whether it was consciously or not. But as I read Colossians today, I just felt God say to me, not only to forgive those that have hurt me, but to ask others to forgive. As a church, we are meant to be united. We're all one body, and I pray that we can be an example to our society and our communities of unity, of grace, of forgiveness, where the world is so hell-bent on being divided, being driven apart. There's so many things that divide us these days, and I just felt God challenge me on that. So it's a small thought, it's a small little devotional thing that I hope you're able to mull over in a few days. And as I said, I'd really advise you read Colossians, especially Colossians 3, and hopefully you get a perspective on this the same way God has given me. And if you have, then why not reach out to me? Why not? Let's talk about it. Let's discuss the Bible together. That'd be great. But anyway, I hope you're all keeping safe. I hope you're finding new things to do, and hope those of you that are having to go to work, that you are also keeping safe and aren't too bad. And yeah, I hope to see you all very soon. But yeah, stay blessed, church. It was nice talking to you.